All right, just kind of watching. I do like PayPal short. We'll see if it continues on down for solar. Just kind of chopping around down around 137. I'm gonna wait and see. For strangles and straddles, you really don't want to take in ones that are just compressing, because this is not what you want to see. You want to see something that's moving um, one way or another. Is HIMS. Now again, I'm out of this HIMS. SPY touched the VWAP, now moving sideways. First solo moving sideways here. Well, Bank of America and JP Morgan moving up today nicely. Yeah, the banks have a little bit of strength. Most of them are coming off of pretty deep lows. Bank of America with a 3% pop here this morning, right to the 50-day moving average. JPM up about a little less than 1%, right to the 50-day moving average. And right to the 8 exponential moving average. It's up above the 50. Goldman also up this morning. Banks are coming off some pretty deep lows, however. Visa still looks like a decent setup on the long side. We talked about yesterday. ICE this morning up just 28 cents, but it is up in a down. Well, the market's actually slightly bullish right now. PayPal still looks like a short to me. SPY coming back down below the VWAP. Do I think ICE is still looking good here? I do. Yep. Daily chart on ICE right here. So we're going by, remember, we're swinging this, so we're going by the daily chart. You can see what it's done. It's been moving up nicely. Remember, the market's been getting pounded here the last week, and look what it's done during the market down. If I switch over here to this and switch over to my daily chart, I'm going to be able to see the SPY for this time period. ICE, here's the SPY. All right, this is a daily chart of the SPY. How does that look? Not too good. How does ICE look here? You think we get relative strength here? Tremendous relative strength to the market. Tremendous relative strength. And if we look at Abbott, which just pulled back a little bit today, but still, look at what it's doing in the daily chart versus what the market's doing. These are two good solid longs because they've got good relative strength to this market. They're not falling with the market here. I mean, if you switch over to something like Tesla, what you're going to see is Tesla just going right down with the market. And so that's how I judge relative strength and relative weakness, both on a 5-minute chart and on a daily chart. So when I'm looking at the daily chart, which is what I'm interested in for swing trades, both Abbott and ICE have really good relative strength. Dimitri is stepping away to make dough for Friday night pizzas. Nice. Scan is empty. Okay, be back in a few. I will make dough, even if Hims was a dud. Yeah, Hims was a dud. That was a strangle that didn't work. The first solar strangle this morning worked out pretty good. But again, these strangles, again, you've got to be able to, I can tell you when they're set up. The problem is the pricing moves around so fast, you have to understand how you set up a straddle or a strangle. You're trying to get in near the high or near the low of the day, and you're trying to get in either right at a strike price. If, like, First Solar was trading at 136, you can take a 136 straddle. 136 calls, 136 puts. If it's trading at 136.50, you would take a 136 put and a 137 call. And you have to understand how to do that, because when I tell you that something looks good for a strangle or a straddle, by the time I get it posted, the price is going to move a lot. So you have to be able to manage those yourself, just like on the SPY Super System trades. You have to be able to manage those yourself. But I can tell you when they're setting up and what I feel is like a high probability setup. Here she comes.
Yep. Have some pizza?
Huh?
Have some pizza?
For lunch?
Yeah.
I will, yeah.
Uh,
I haven't had gas too early.
gotcha.
How'd you make out?
Fine. I just gotta schedule to get, where like the tooth recessed a little bit.
Got
Then,
recessed.
yeah, like the gum recessed rather.
What are they gonna do?
Just like put a little bit in.
Oh.
Yep. So,
How about these? The thing. Nice guy.
yeah, no, it's fine.
Is it?
Yeah.
All right.
Yep. Thank goodness.
Oh. Oral surgery referral form.
Yeah, this thing right here.
Oh, the gum.
Well, it's just in there, but like, it's
White?
and it's just I don't know, it's just like a,
Is it sore?
well, yeah, like it gets in the way because I bite it.
Yeah,
And
but
then,
it's not a canker. It doesn't look like a canker.
no,
does it?
it's permanent. It's always there.
Oh, it's really always there.
Yeah, yeah, it's always there.
Hasn't gotten any bigger or anything?
But it's like,
It's aggravating.
yeah.
Bite it.
I'm trying to like, I'm gonna hope, try to get them to get my insurance to pay for it. I might like chew on it real quick before I go in there. Well, because I have to get an assessment and then an appointment,
Will they cut it off?
Yeah, but you got to pay for anesthesia. I mean, because it's like a.
It's just not. They won't give you anesthesia for that.
I mean, it's going to be taking a
Trump says
That's
has
good.
been discussion.
It is? Have you had it done?
No, but they're not going to give you anesthesia for that.
Okay.
They would just give you.
That's what the guy at the office said.
Yeah, they just give you a little
Said
bit.
the Ukraine deal is a big commitment from the United States.
Oh. You can have pizza for lunch?
Oh, hell yeah.
Alfie, what are you going to have for lunch? You know I never gave you any cookies today. I'm neglecting my duties.
Eat his food and pills.
Yeah, he ate his food. Let me see. Look at the situation where the pill is. Pill is gone. Oh, no, it's not. There it is.
Well, like I put one in there, but there was one in the like in the brisket that maybe like you put back in there. I don't know. There was one in the bag, and when I don't know. There was one in the bag with the brisket, like a half of one.
Oh, yeah?
Thing.
Is that it?
I don't know. Well, I think there might have been 2 halves in there. So if there's one left,
Maybe he ate one.
he did eat it. Yeah.
I'll just put it back in his little container here. Alfie's pill box.
Yeah.
Give him a couple of bacon biscuits. He loves these things.
Oh man, wait till I take him out.
What?
Cause then he'll.
You gonna take him out now?
Well, in a minute, yeah.
Oh, okay, I'll wait till.
Yeah, cause then he'll be better. He thinks that's coming. I want to train him.
Playing psychological games with the dog.
Right, however. Hardly.
All right.
Oh god, I'm so tired. Just want to go back to sleep.
So the SPY bounces back up again right off the VWAP. So it's really just kind of trading between the VWAP and the pivot points here. Still get shorts on the shortage on the momentum though. Momentum is still showing bearishness. Q's doing the same thing. Market pretty much just all the indexes are acting about the same way right now. Oh, you want to play Visa again, but you really want to swing anything over the weekend. It is a nice setup. I don't blame you for being cautious. It's a beautiful setup. It definitely has got really great relative strength. Uh, I don't think I don't think with the right now that I wouldn't be overly cautious about taking Visa over the weekend. I think it's probably okay. Um, the pattern is beautiful. Anything can happen, of course, in the market, and what's going to happen over the weekend, who knows? But Visa, financials are coming up pretty good, but Visa's been trading really, really nice here. I think technically it's a perfect setup for a long. I'm taking this first Solus Strangle down here. It's trading at 136.50. So I'm taking a 137 call, 136 put, 137 call, 136 put. For it's about 210, about 210. It looks like the midpoint's about 202 right now. It's again, the spreads are pretty wide on this thing. 30 cents wide now, which is a lot better than they were before. But again, I took a 136 put and a 137 call for Solar Strangle. SPY showing some resiliency here off of the VWAP again. Bounce off of it a couple times here this morning. Right here. Looks pretty nice. Strangle for today. Yes, it is, Gary. No, it's for today. 228. You could probably do it for next week too. I don't know what it would cost, but I'm just trading this just for a decent day trade. Again, it's right in the middle of the 136 and 137. It's gone as high today as 141, and we're right pretty much close to very where the low was. So we got room, you know, probably $5 either way. Welcome to the folks watching on YouTube. Good morning. Last day of February. A pretty difficult month for trading. SPY trying to bounce here again after this tremendous pullback yesterday. Hey, using our new printer, I see.
Yeah, man, this is sweet. How much was it?
Oh, $370, something like that.
Wow. And it has a toner
Yeah,
thingy that you
it's a,
shake.
it's a laser.
Oh, that's awesome. I need to get one of these.
And it's got a scanner too on it.
Yeah. Sweet.
So all I'm on right now for today is so far is that I'm on the first solar straddle right now, a strangle. I got the 136 puts and 137 calls. Disney strong today. Gilead too. Gilead's been moving pretty nicely here. Up today about 0.8%. Pretty bullish on Gilead. Gilead at an all-time high. like OMI for long here. You'd probably have to buy stock in it though, for OMI. I like the setup in OMI. Daily chart setup's pretty nice. Breaking out off of earnings. Get some. It's yellow right here, but this is coming off of earnings. And you can see where it could go to about 1282. Like it. I took shares. Again, I took some OMI shares, not options, but shares. About 10 minutes at 12 here. Again, I just took some shares of OMI. I'm in it for a solar strangle. I had a 136 put, 137 call on First Solar. See, it's trading about 137 right now. And it's got room to go to about where it was up to this morning, 141 and 141.50, which would, of course, make a decent profit in this thing if it did that. Spy. bounced off the VWAP here. Now again, we've still got this pivot point up here that it's got to. It seems to be kind of trading inside of that range right now, sitting pretty close to the 15 right here. Triple Q is doing pretty much the same thing. Abbott pulled back this morning, starting to bounce now, only down 7 cents. ICE up about 0.5%. You're looking at Rocket Lab, Dimitri, for next week's triangle. Trading between the 100 and the 200. Yeah, it's up close to the 100 right now. Got a bearish Fibonacci reversal on the daily today, by the way, on our KLB. Even though it's really green for the day, it's a Fibonacci reversal. If you take the last 2 days into consideration, it's bearish. But it's bouncing up right now. You're looking at the 20 puts and $20.50 calls. $1.25. Yeah, I got the ATR on it at about 240. So $1.25 is pretty good, especially if you're going a week out on this thing. Kind of compressing right now, about $20.29. I mean, that's not a bad trade for next week. I don't know what it's going to do here. It's putting in a pretty big green candle today. Run all the way up from 1650 up now to 2050. It's a $4 move. It's a pretty good size move in this thing for today. I'm not going to mess with it though, I don't think. Whoops. Sorry, had my mic off. I was talking to Dimitri. Yeah, I see the Rocket Lab. Yeah, the setup's decent for what you're talking about for next week's. Next week's 20 puts and $20.50 calls. I don't think I'm going to touch that one for a week out. I'm going to wait to see what happens over the weekend. Right now, I'm in OMI. I took shares in this thing. I like the setup on it on the daily. It's got yellow on the multi-time frame momentum, but it's got blue on the current time frame momentum on the daily chart. But it's got a decent move here today on earnings. Earnings is popping up on earnings, up today about 34%. Right at the beginning of a red candle that would move. It has room up to about the 50-day, which is about 11.56. So a couple dollars higher. If I get a dollar pop in this thing today, I'll take the profits. The Dimitri, that Rocket Lab. I mean, that's the numbers are good. I have about a 240 for us ATR in that thing, but still, $1.25 is pretty cheap. Yeah, JJ, my audio was off. I just turned it back on. Sorry. I have to use a different. I have to turn it on and off differently when I've got there's a YouTube going. I just can't use the go to webinar mute. So I thought the go to webinar was live, but I had my microphone, my full bore microphone off. It's back on now. Again, I took OMI. I'm just gonna let that go for a bit. I took the first solar, this is a strangle. I took a straddle earlier, a 136 strangled straddle. This is a 136. It was at 136.50. I took a 136 call and a 135 put. I'm sorry, 137 call, 136 put. 137 call, 136 put. That's it for what I got right now. Market showing some resiliency today after this big huge pullback yesterday. Not unexpected. That was a massive red candle yesterday, and usually you don't get two huge red candles like that back to back. You'll get some people coming in to buy. Just about 12 o'clock, little after 12. Market very, very choppy here. Again, just trading between the pivot point and the VWAP. SPY right there at the VWAP again. Another bounce. Jeffrey, did I take a position in PayPal? Yeah, I took a lottery on it. I took a lottery. I took the $70 puts for about 15 cents. That's all. That's just a lottery trade. I'm not taking it. If I'm going to take it short, to actually take it over the weekend or anything, I would go out to next week or the week after. But I just took a lottery on it. That's a $70 put for 15 cents. It's gone down. It's bounced up since then, so it's gone down in value. But it's a cheap lottery. That's all. That's about all. That's about how much confidence I have in this thing right now. I'm just going to see if we get a flush in it. It's trading at 13 cents right now. Again, it's a lottery trade. And typically, I'm not going to take any lotteries that I call out that will be later in the day, somewhere around 3 o'clock. This is I just took early just to put a position on in case it moved. It's pretty highly speculative because the market is really not real. I mean, the market's green today. SPY just keeps going back down between the VWAP and the pivot point. But I did take the PayPal $70 puts.
On the Appropriations Committee say the Republicans have walked away from U.S. government funding talks, raising risk of a shutdown.
SPY right off the VWAP again. SPY continues to dance between the VWAP and the pivot point. Up and down, up and down. X breaking out, Allie? Yep, sure is. Just broke through 40.16. Nice breakout in U.S. Steel. Again, room to $40.60. Room to $40.60. Hey, Allie. I got somebody in my room named Allie.
Oh, okay. I was like, what? I thought you said my name.
12:20. Gonna get grab some. Oops. About 12:20. Gonna grab some lunch here in a couple minutes. So we watch the SPY just chop between the VWAP and the pivot point, back and forth. Of course, this was a bounce that didn't get that way, didn't get as high. It came right back down to the VWAP again. triple Qs. Again, pretty choppy. IWM. Still watching First Solar, not doing too much right now. And I did take a lottery in PayPal. $70 puts for 15 cents. Just trading it for today. See if it'll flush down a little bit. PayPal flushing down on a Fibonacci reversal candle right there. See it? Right there. Fibonacci reversal to the downside. Again, I'm in a lottery on this thing. The puts, $70 puts, out of the money. I typically only do those on lotteries. Oh, am I working okay? I want to see it get above the high of the day here, 947. That's what I'm looking for it to break out. We'll see. Again, I'm in this at I forget what I paid for it. I bought shares at 922. 922. And I wanna see this, OMI get through that 947. Made up a little bit of money on it, but not much. About 18 cents, 18 bucks. But I did buy shares in that, so. PayPal just chopping around here. SPY back down to the VWAP again. Right to the 15 here. Pretty big red candle right there. SPY right off the VWAP again. But this is these red bars are tough, man. Trying to trade this, you're really just kind of scalping it. And again, you've got red momentum here, so I can't touch it right now for a long. And I can't touch it for short. It hasn't been able to get below the VWAP at all. First solar just moving sideways. PayPal just bouncing around. OMI back down to 926. Can't quite break through that 947. I had a trailing stop on it. I didn't realize it, but I took it off. Again, when it got up to about 946, I put a trailing stop on it, so that if it kept going higher, I could take care of the profits. If it pulled back, I get taken out, which I did. I get taken out around 940. So I'm out of the trade right now. I may revisit it. SPY right back down to the VWAP again. All right, I'm going to get some lunch. Market's just kind of chopping around here between the VWAP and the pivot point. Again, I'm in for solar for a strangle for today, and we'll see what happens. It's still pretty much right where I got it, and I did take a lottery on PayPal. I just got $70 puts that I paid 15 cents for. Just a cheap trade. Again, I just don't have great confidence in this market right now. All right, gonna shut down the YouTube feed. Thanks everybody from YouTube for being here today. Appreciate it. Be back on Monday to join the room here on the YouTube feed for an hour or so. Again, not much going on here today. Big, huge pull down yesterday. Fairly calm day today after that big drop yesterday. Market just chopping between the VWAP and the pivot point pretty much all day long, and really not making much movement at all. All right. Thanks, YouTube folks. We'll see you back here on Monday.